This episode is exclusively sponsored by CanWe. Get clear on what you and your date are looking for faster. CanWe is your expert guide on your dating journey. Check out the CanWe app in Apple's App Store or on Google Play. Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing the shocking truth about heartbreak. I provide audio coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details. www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast, and today we are discussing the shocking truth about heartbreak. If you are experiencing heartbreak, then every day is a struggle. It's so important to understand that these feelings are temporary and you will feel happiness again. When we are heartbroken, everything seems scary, uncertain, and cloudy. But there is a shocking truth to heartbreak that most people going through it don't understand. In today's podcast, I will explain the truth and hope that it helps you move forward and live a happy, fulfilling life. So let's get straight into this. And we must start at the beginning and understand heartbreak. So when two people get into a romantic relationship, they are both feeling a high level of romantic emotional attraction for one another. Now, for various potential reasons, this level of attraction has dropped for one or both people, and when it hits a certain low point, this is when a breakup is likely to occur. Now, the person who ends the relationship, the person who instigates the breakup, is the dumper. And at the moment of the breakup, the dumper is the higher value individual and the dumpee is the lower value individual. This is because the dumper has got what they wanted, they instigated the breakup, and this is what has taken place. The dumpee didn't want the breakup to take place. The dumpee didn't get what they want to happen because they wanted things to continue, and therefore they are the lower value individual because what they want didn't count at this time. They didn't get what they wanted. They didn't get to continue with the relationship. And this is when, of course, heartbreak takes place. Now, there is nothing more attractive than rejection. And this is why we crave someone even more after they dump us. So when somebody ends a relationship, they automatically become even more attractive than they were in that relationship. Now, if you're going through heartbreak, if you're going through a breakup, you might not realize this at this time. You might not realize that you're actually finding your ex even more attractive now than you did a few weeks or a few months ago when you was in a relationship. But as time moves forward and when things becomes clearer, you will likely see that this is the case. You might even consider when you look back that you yourself nearly ended the relationship. You yourself nearly became the dumper, but your ex beat you to the punch. Your ex became the dumper and you became the dumpee. And this is what I like to call dumped dumper syndrome. It's when somebody who was about to become a dumper is actually dumped first and they become the dumpee. So even though this person was about to end a relationship themselves, they are dumped, they become the dumpee, and they automatically start to feel the feelings that a dumpee feels. So if you were in this position and you look back and you start to understand and realise that everything wasn't as great as you first thought, and that perhaps, as I've just said, that you might have even considered ending the relationship as time moved forward if your ex hadn't have done it first, you will start to see and understand that what you are feeling right now, this craving for your ex, is even more than you was craving them when you were together. Now, of course, every situation is different, every relationship is different, every breakup is different, and every aftermath is different. And I can't say for certain how exactly you felt when you were dumped. A lot of people also say that it seemed to come out of nowhere and they didn't see it coming. So your situation will be unique to you. But what's important to understand is that heartbreak can feel like a combination of grief and drug withdrawal. This feeling consumes you, and you are likely experiencing this right now, and this is why you're listening to this podcast. We want to stand still, and we want to refuse to move forward. We don't want to move forward. We don't want to consider the future. We don't want to explore. If somebody phones you up right now, one of your friends, and says, look, do you want to go to the cinema tonight? Do you want to go to the movies? You'll probably be thinking, no, I don't. Okay, maybe you will go, but you probably won't be really paying attention to the film. And this is a classic example of somebody who doesn't want to move forward. They want to stand still. If anything, they want to go back because they want things the way they were. When things seemed safe, when things seemed understandable, you want your ex back. You want things to go back to how they were. But if you was to understand fully exactly how things truly are, not what you're just thinking right now, you might see that going back to that point isn't going to help you because things weren't perfect. If somebody ends a relationship, then they were not happy. They did not feel fulfilled, and this was not working for them. So if you as a dumpee refuse to consider the future, if you as a dumpee refuses to move forward and you want to stand still, then this behaviour won't help you, and it will slow down your recovery and keep you locked away in pain for longer. Heartbreak holds a mirror to ourselves. It gives us an opportunity to see who we are in comparison to who we think we are. It's so important to forgive ourselves, but we also must take stock of the truth because this is very important as well. Like I've just said, you must forgive yourself. One of the most important things for a dumpee to do is to forgive themselves. But this is after, of course, they have taken stock and understood their role in the breakup. Now, you might think to yourself, well, I didn't do anything wrong. And maybe it might seem that you didn't. But if your ex ended a relationship, then they were not satisfied. So even if you didn't do something obviously wrong, even if you didn't cheat on your ex, even if you didn't get into financial debt and cause a problem within your relationship, even if these obvious things didn't take place, you have to understand that you was not fulfilling for your ex at this time. Now, this doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't even mean that you need to change, because sometimes what a dumper actually wants isn't good for you and ultimately really wouldn't be good for them either. But this is how they feel. So we must respect that they end of a relationship. But this doesn't mean that you beat yourself up and think, if only I changed, because that change wouldn't necessarily have been you. But there are things that we can take stock of and understand that we could have improved upon. But these aren't necessarily the things that your ex may have shouted at you at the time of a breakup, or things that you've now considered when you look back. Instead of saying things which your ex wanted you to become, which you didn't feel comfortable with, these are not things that you should be doing. Instead, what I'm saying is that you need to become a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday, and a better version of yourself tomorrow than you are currently today. This can be with your health and fitness. This can be your communication skills. This can be what you want to achieve in your life, your goals, your aspirations, and your targets. So although what I'm saying is you must forgive yourself for these types of things, please understand that you shouldn't be changing yourself into somebody which you feel uncomfortable if you was to look in the mirror. So we're not talking about change which doesn't feel right. We're talking about positive change, health and fitness, skill set, communication skills, personal skills, things which will improve you as a person. And this is where the shocking truth about heartbreak becomes clearer. And this is that it could be the best thing that ever happened to you. Let me say that again. The shocking truth about heartbreak is that it could be the best thing that ever happened to you. You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs, and the version 2.0 of yourself is an omelette. If you feel that you are not the best person that you can be, then you must understand that you needed a trigger to move on to that journey. And unfortunately, for most of us, that trigger is heartbreak. So in this example, this saying, you can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. If a version 2.0 of yourself is the omelette, then the eggs themselves is your heart and the heartbreak that you feel. And although in an ideal world we wouldn't go through heartbreak before we understand we must make personal change, this is often the case. Because we will do more things to prevent feeling bad about ourselves, we will do more things to alleviate pain than we will do to move forward in a positive way. We will do more things to stop the pain than we will do to feel good. So if you was in a relationship and you think things were just ticking along nicely, but nothing spectacular, you would be less likely to source out a podcast of what you can do to improve. But here you are listening now because you are suffering heartbreak. So the shocking truth about heartbreak is that it could be the best thing which happened to you, because this enables you to take stock and to understand what you can do to improve yourself in a positive way. And if you live a positive life, if you become a version 2.0 of yourself, then you stand an excellent chance of either getting your ex back or finding somebody even better. There is no 100% guaranteed way to get your ex back, but as I just said, if you do enough of the right things, you will stand a wonderful opportunity of finding somebody even better. You can't move forward unless you understand what you're moving forward towards. Now look at all of the possibilities. You might want to improve your health and fitness, and this could be something as simple as going on one extra walk a day. Or this might be something more elaborate, like you joining a class, group or club. Either way, I suggest you join classes, groups and clubs anyway, because these type of things will enable you to learn extra skills. Again, you must become a better version of yourself tomorrow than you are currently today. Increased health and fitness has the byproduct of being more physically attractive. So this is a twofold thing. You become healthier, you become fitter, you improve your life, you look physically more appealing. Going to a class, group or club, whether it's connected to fitness or not, these type of things will improve your knowledge, will improve your skill set, possibly enable you to get a better job. Maybe you want to start your own business. Perhaps you want to become more creative and learn a skill such as painting, being a chef, or being the type of person that learns something new every single day, just improving your general knowledge. All of these things will start to fill out your personality, and you will become the type of person who is more appealing to more people. And that is the key. If you grow your attraction net, you can attract more people, and this includes your ex. Now, you may hear from your ex again if you've been dumped. Possibly you'll never hear from them again. We don't know for certain, and I can't say. But what I do know is that if you do hear from your ex again, you need to be a version 2.0 of yourself. You need to be somebody who wows your ex. So this is win-win. If you do the right things, you will either get your ex back if and when you hear from them, or you will attract somebody even better, because if you are a version 2.0 of yourself, if your attraction net is larger, you can attract more people than when you originally attracted your ex. When you attracted your ex, you was a version 1. Now you're a version 2.0, you can attract better quality people. That is why it's win-win. And as I said, although it is sad, although it is shocking, although it is something that we don't want to consider, the shocking truth about heartbreak is that it could be the best thing that ever happened to you, because it is the trigger for self-improvement, which so many of us, most of us, will never have, never understand and never roll with until we feel the pain. Most of us won't improve until we see the agonizing effects of what it feels like to need to improve. So unless we're shown why we need to improve, we likely won't improve, and that is the shocking truth. Like I said, please differentiate the facts between what your ex may have said to you, what you might think to yourself about what you need to change. If this doesn't feel comfortable, then this isn't something you should do. You shouldn't become somebody that you're not. What I'm talking about is generalized personal growth, health and fitness, skill set, and your personality traits, making sure you're not a needy person, you're not an angry person, you're not a bitter person. Instead, you swap this for positive traits, such as being more ambitious, more heartfelt, somebody with a good soul. Do these things and improve, and you will either get your ex back or you will find somebody even better. And that is the shocking truth about heartbreak, that it is, quite possibly, the best thing which could ever happen to you. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.
Yeah, if you miss your ex, we can help with that. Help you get him back, or we can help find you someone else. Yeah, Vincent Bo, the relationship coach, giving you some insight, bringing you a new approach. Date me tips, go and check the site, giving you advice, helping with your love life. Get your ex back or move to the next. Ain't no sweat, you know Vincent Bo got you. Finding love ain't no problem. Yeah, date me tips, check it out now.